If you thought Jim Carrey was just cracking another bizarre joke on late-night TV, you might want to take a closer look. Because what happened that night on Jimmy Kimmel Live wasn't just comedy, it was a moment that had people across the world replaying the clip, arguing about what he meant, and wondering if Carrey was trying to slip the truth past the censors in the only way he could, through laughter. What looked like a hilarious outburst quickly turned into one of the most talked about interviews in late-night history. And the way Kimmel reacted? That told its own story. So let's unpack exactly what happened, why it rattled so many people, and how Jim Carrey might have just exposed more than anyone expected. The moment starts innocently enough. Jim Carrey comes out, sits down across from Jimmy, and within minutes, he's pulling faces, cracking up the audience, and giving everyone what they think they came for: chaotic comedy. But then he suddenly shifts gears. Out of nowhere, he throws up a hand gesture. He leans in, looks at Kimmel, and asks him straight up what it means.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
Well, we don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right?
Kimmel tries to laugh it off, but you can see the unease flicker across his face. He insists he doesn't know. Carrey pushes harder, almost taunting him. Oh, like you don't know what it is. Fallon doesn't know. Letterman doesn't know. Nobody in show business knows. The audience laughs nervously, but the tension on that stage is real. Kimmel's body language says it all. He goes from playful to visibly uncomfortable in seconds. He tries to pivot, tries to cut to commercial, but Carrey doesn't let go. And then comes the line that had people frozen in their seats. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It's the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it. It's the all-mocking tongue. He says it with that classic Carrey grin, stretching it into absurdity, but there's a sharpness underneath. A message cloaked in silliness. A truth disguised as parody.
I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Oh, I like it. It is a scraping.
It's the symbol of the all-mocking tongue, and I'm sick of it. I want everybody to be in on the joke, man. You know what I mean? For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on.
Now, some might roll their eyes and say Carrey was just being Carrey, leaning into some wild bit to get a laugh. But if you followed his journey over the last decade, you know better. He hasn't just been the goofy comic we knew from Ace Ventura or The Mask. He's turned into a man searching for meaning in a world that feels increasingly hollow. He's questioned Hollywood's role in shaping narratives. He's called out the endless cycle of fame and distraction, and he's openly said that getting everything you ever dreamed of doesn't bring happiness. On Kimmel's couch, it didn't feel like random comedy. It felt like he was holding up a mirror to the whole circus. The brilliance of Carrey's move is that comedy disarms people. If he had said those same words in a serious tone, the interview might have been cut short or dismissed as ranting. But because it was packaged in slapstick, it slipped past the radar. And that's why his words hit so hard for those who were really listening. He was calling out not just Kimmel, but the entire machine and industry built to distract, entertain, and pacify while deeper truths slide by unnoticed. And when you think about it, Carrey's timing was perfect. Late-night TV used to be about fun, silly banter. But in the last decade, it's morphed into something else entirely. Shows like Kimmel's have become vehicles for pushing ideology, selling narratives, and framing the political conversation for millions of viewers. The jokes come with an agenda now, carefully crafted to reinforce one side while ridiculing the other. It's not about uniting people through laughter anymore. It's about drawing lines in the sand. Take, for example, one of Kimmel's most infamous monologues during the pandemic. With a straight face, he said hospitals should prioritize vaccinated patients over unvaccinated ones, mocking those who refused the shot, even suggesting they deserve to die. Imagine any other comedian, in any other era, getting away with a line that cold. Yet Kimmel did, and the audience cheered. That's not comedy, that's propaganda wearing a smile. And that's exactly the kind of thing Jim Carrey has been railing against.
Dr. Fauci said that if hospitals get any more overcrowded, they're going to have to make some very tough choices about who gets an ICU bed. That choice doesn't seem so tough to me. Vaccinated person having a heart attack? Yes, come right on in. We'll take care of you. Unvaccinated guy who gobbled horse goo? Rest in peace, Wheezy. The poison control centers have seen this spike in calls from people taking this livestock medicine to fight the coronavirus, but they won't take the vaccine, which is crazy. It's like if you're a vegan and you're just like, no, I don't want a hamburger. Give me that can of Alpo instead.
Kimmel's remarks didn't stop there. From mocking Americans who took ivermectin to outright sneering at half the country that didn't align with his politics, he turned his stage into a pulpit. He could drop the harshest insults, callously joke about death, and still be rewarded with applause. Why? Because when you're part of the media establishment, you play by different rules. You're protected. The outrage machine only comes for outsiders. That safety net is what Carrey seemed to be mocking that night, the idea that these hosts get to peddle division under the guise of comedy while pretending they're just telling jokes.
If those 3 judges he appointed to the Supreme Court take this case and rule against him, he is going to blow a whale-sized windmill out of his. I mean, it might actually. This could be it.
The contrast between Carrey and Kimmel becomes even starker when you look at how they treat figures like Donald Trump. Kimmel has built half his brand on mocking Trump, reducing him to punchlines, monologues, and cheap gags. Night after night, Trump is the centerpiece of ridicule.
Sometimes I wonder, once Trump is gone and buried on the 18th hole of one of his golf courses, will things get better, or will we have a whole new crop of MAGA brains to deal with?
But Carrey? He's moved beyond that. He isn't interested in cheap shots anymore. After staring down mortality, like during the terrifying false missile alert in Hawaii in 2018, he realized how pointless so much of it really is. For 10 agonizing minutes, he thought the world was ending. And in those moments, he didn't think about politics or Hollywood or headlines. He thought about gratitude, about the blessings he'd had in his life. That brush with death stripped away the noise and left him with clarity.
I sat on the lanai and looked out at the ocean, and at that point I started going, okay, well, what can I do with this last moment of time? And I just decided to go through a list of gratitudes, and honest to God, I could not stop thinking of wonderful things that have happened to me and blessings that I've had. So it was lovely. It was lovely, and I got to a point of grace at about 2 minutes to spare when I found out it wasn't actually happening. And all I was planning to do was close my eyes and be thankful, because it's been a good ride.
It's that perspective that makes his clash with Kimmel so fascinating. One man, searching for depth and meaning, refusing to be lulled by the circus. The other, embracing the circus, profiting from it, shaping it. Kimmel plays the role of the jester for the empire, keeping the audience laughing while the real work gets done behind the scenes. Carrey, on the other hand, seems desperate to shake people awake, even if he has to do it with a goofy face and a silly voice. And then there's the tragedy that reshaped Carrey's outlook entirely, the death of his girlfriend in 2015. That loss shattered him. It forced him to confront mortality in a raw, painful way. From that point on, he was never quite the same. Fame, money, accolades, they all started to feel meaningless. He began speaking openly about the illusion of celebrity, about how fleeting and fragile life really is. That kind of transformation doesn't just fade away. It seeps into everything he says, every performance, every interview, including that unforgettable night on Kimmel's couch. So when Carrey joked about the all-mocking tongue, it wasn't just a gag. It was a message. A warning, even. Don't get too comfortable. Don't be hypnotized by the glow of the screen. Don't let entertainers and politicians dictate how you see the world. Because behind every laugh track, there's an agenda. And if you're not careful, you'll miss what really matters. Meanwhile, Kimmel keeps doing what he does best, making his audience laugh at the expense of others, leaning harder into political division, and enjoying the immunity that comes with playing for the right team. He can mock Trump's death, ridicule half the country, and still stand unscathed. But Carrey's appearance exposed the hollowness of it all. He held up the circus for what it really is, a distraction. That's why people are still talking about it. Because deep down, we all recognize what Carrey was. Pointing to, life is short. Fame is empty. Entertainment is fleeting. And yet, night after night, millions of us tune in, laugh on cue, and let the real issues slip by unnoticed. Carrey's outburst was a crack in that facade. A reminder that even the clowns on stage know the circus can't last forever. The question now is whether anyone will take his message to heart, or whether we'll just keep laughing, nodding, and scrolling until the next distraction comes along. Because Jim Carrey might be a comedian, but on that night, it felt like he was the only one telling the truth.